So ask yourself, what is the end goal of human evolution? What is the farthest that a human can possibly take themselves to as far as self-development and growth go? This is a super important question that very few people ever really ask themselves, because very few people are into this kind of idea of bringing themselves to the farthest level that a human possibly can. But it's super important to ask, because it will allow you to compare how we live today to what we think is achievable down the road, and how much enjoyment we think that we can even ever get out of life. So in my perspective, the most evolved human being possible would be somebody that is in full control over how they experience life, full control over their inner state of being and how they represent themselves and interact with the outer world. Most people these days just go about life sort of like a boat on water, and if a wave comes, the boat goes up and down. If a situation happens to you, you just react to it and you're along for the ride. In my experience, this is one of the more lower forms of experiencing life, because it makes you completely out of the driver's seat of your own life. It makes you just end up having to deal with whatever situation has happening outside of you, and however your personality has been constructed to react to that is what you're going to experience. Whereas, if you evolve yourself beyond that normal way of perceiving life and interacting with life, evolve yourself into having the ability to decide how you want to experience every day, how you want to feel for whatever situation you find yourself in. That is what I view personally as one of the most evolved ways of living. So today, I'm going to talk about what I think the end goal of human evolution and human development is, why I think this, and whether or not we can actually get there now. I'm Cody, founder of Yourself Unlimited, where I help people evolve beyond the learned personality that we all gain from society, to learn how to be a being fully in control of their thoughts, feelings, emotions, and experience of life. So let's dive into this concept. So like I said, my idea of a fully evolved human being, human personality, someone that's taken themselves to the peak of human evolution as far as a personality goes, is somebody that is not your inner state of being and your experience of life is not directly connected to whatever situation is happening outside of you. So like I was saying, mostly today in our modern age, we allow our inner experience of life, our feelings, our thoughts, and emotion to be generated based on the outside world. So we go into a situation, and however you have learned as a personality to react to that situation is how you will then react. It's the feelings that you'll feel, it's the thoughts that you'll have, it's the emotions that you experience. All of these things right now, as we are evolved currently, are based on what the outside situation causes us to experience, based on how we were taught to interpret that situation. This puts all of the seat of power of our ability to enjoy life in the outside. Because if you only experience negative outside experiences, then you will only ever have a negative experience of life. Whereas, if you're able to transcend this paradigm, if you're able to break free from how we've been trained by society to live and to act and to feel, if you're able to transcend that, then you're able to take your responsibility of your ability to enjoy life back into your own hands, back into your own personal power. So learning how to develop all of this within yourself, this ability to govern your inner emotions and your inner state of being, always being able to stay level-headed if you want to, if that's what you prefer, is something that I think is super connected with the end result of human growth. So the second topic in this is, why do I think this? Why do I think this ability to govern your inner state of being is the most highly evolved form of being human? The reason is this: if you look at the way that primates have evolved and the way we evolved from primates and the way that other animals exist, they have no ability, they have no executive function to be able to override their automatic nervous system, their fight or flight mode. So when humans exist unconsciously, when you don't have the ability to self-govern yourself internally, whatever situation you find yourself in, your personality automatically reacts to it without you consciously participating, which means that you're just along for the ride of however your personality's been taught to deal with life. Whereas, once you develop this ability, life becomes almost like a play. It becomes a dance. You're able to enjoy and interact with everything freely, rather than being constrained by your evolutionary heritage or the way that you've been taught to interact with the world. So that's why I think this is the most evolved, almost human form that's possible, because it allows for the most love, the most creative capabilities, the most almost interaction with the world possible. Alright, so now the big question, is this even something that's possible to do? Is this something that's even attainable by today's standards, by today's ways of thinking? And the answer is no. For most people, this is not something that most people will learn. The ability to govern the self, the ability to escape the modern day perspective of life, and escape any type of depression or anxiety or negative ways of thinking or any bad mood that you end up being in throughout the course of your day. This is not something that most people will ever learn, but it's entirely doable for the individuals who are interested in it. And taking themselves to the epitome of human potential is basically what I'm trying to do. And so the ability to really achieve this state comes out of and stems from your ability to observe yourself on an extremely deep level. So any moment that you're alive, try and use it as a learning experience. Try and learn and observe how your personality has been developed to interact with whatever outside situation you're in. So if you just step foot through the door at work and you find yourself interacting with a person, sit back and observe and view how your personality is interacting. Because most of the time, that isn't a conscious effort on your part. If they say hello, your personality just says hello back. It's not really even you doing it, it's your personality. So learning how to step back and view your personality as almost like a separate entity allows you to begin to jar it loose and begin to escape all of the things that you've learned and have been built up within that personality. And once you're able to escape your personality and almost exist aside from it, that's when true creative capability is possible, because that's when you can see when, say you walk into work and it's already busy and you feel yourself starting to get flustered and annoyed that it's a busy day. Look at how your personality is the one creating that idea, creating that feeling within you, and step away from it and just view that as the cause and how you can separate yourself from it. Then once you're separated from your personality, you're able to feel however you want. You bring yourself into the moment. You ground yourself through and beyond your personality. So this is my idea as far as what the human potential is when we evolve ourselves beyond, way beyond where we are right now. Thank you for watching. Enjoy.